remember coming in to interview with Dr. Coffey, and one of the things that we did was spend some time one-on-one together. And I remember being so nervous and pressure-packed because she was, of course, pristine in her suit and impeccable in her manners, and just being nervous about making sure that I did all the right things.
In 1985, I interviewed with Dr. Coffey for the job as administrative assistant. And I think she wanted to hire me, but she wasn't sure if I could type. And so she scheduled a typing test. And I passed the test, and so then I've been working with her ever since. I taught with her 37 years before I retired in 2014. And to see what we did and where we've come from, and no air conditioning on third floor Baker, but we loved it. I remember there was one phone in the department, and that was true across campus. And when Dr. Simpson, when she retired in 1980, the phone was in her office. And we knew if the phone call was for us because we could hear her trotting down the hall in her high heels. And I still tease Kitty that I can recognize her high heels, wherever she goes.
I first met her in 1979 to come up and just do a little talk for some freshman intro class. And then she called me back the next year to teach one semester, one course. I had a new young baby at the time, and she's like a magnet. Once you get around her and have a chance to experience her professionalism and her drive for wanting everything to be the best it can be for the students and for the school, then it's hard to get away, and you don't want to get away. So I taught for the next 11 years as a permanent adjunct after that one semester, which I never intended to teach. It just sort of happened.
Kitty Coffey has the best handwriting of anybody I've ever seen. And I think that's a reflection of everything else about Kitty, is that she does everything incredibly well. Her passion for family and consumer sciences comes through. Nobody has assembled an advisory board like Kitty has. No one dresses as well as Kitty dresses. She's just a perfect person in many cases.
And she really invests in her students. It's one thing to teach about nutrition, to teach about dietetics, and to prepare you from that standpoint, but the best thing about her is she invests in her students and their career paths and their success as well.
So for me, I think of when I was looking for my graduate school and also my dietetic internship, she was very much so a mentor to me through all that. I was able to go to her for questions that I had, and then she really just guided me through that process. She really has been a huge asset to the nutrition community, and also just, inspiring people like me just to, pursue a career in nutrition and dietetics.
But it's an admiration for her work ethic and the ability to work with her toward a common goal. Both Barbara and I have been involved with the Family Consumer Science department for more than 30 of her 42 years. And we've seen it grow, and we see the product that is developed, and we're proud to be a small part of that.
She's she's dedicated her whole life to her career and, you know, developing others to be able to do the same. So she's very passionate, and it's just really inspiring, honestly. Like, she really has a gift to motivate people in that way.
John Poteet, for whom the building is partially named, was just a great gentleman. And again, he did not have a real connection to Carson-Newman, but one of Kitty's board members had introduced us to him because they were members of the same church. And Mr. Poteet, often on a donor visit, would say, let's go and have lunch together. And his favorite place was Wright's Cafeteria, of which he would always order double portions of their corn. He said, Vicki, they just have the most wonderful corn. And so he not only would order it for himself, but he would expect me to eat it as well. Well, Kitty was going to go one day on a visit with me, and it was for a lunch visit. And I said, as a registered dietitian, I want to prepare you for a shock, but you're going to be eating double portions of corn. To which she just kind of looked at me and chuckled and said, well, Vicki, I will do my best. And so at lunch, it was so humorous because we were going through the cafeteria line. We're at the table with all of this corn, all of this starch. And Kitty just lands right in there telling all the attributes of corn, where it's raised, the perfect conditions for corn, and its contributions to the diet, and on she went. And Mr. Poteet was just gleaming because he had found somebody who could really share that interest with him about the corn.
You know, I really was so thankful that I could have spent these 4 years with her in the department and just living here in Tennessee. And Dr. Coffey said to me, like I told her how I was gonna miss it a lot. And she said to me, you know, it's been good when it's hard to say goodbye.
I think her legacy is ultimately building relationships that last, and also her way that she expresses gratitude. She has taught not only all of her colleagues, but all of the students that she has taught over the years that it's important to say thank you.
I think Kitty's successful because she works hard. And she takes her job serious, and she takes taking care of her people seriously. She takes it seriously about her students and about her programs. And she just puts in the hard work it takes to be successful. So we're gonna miss Kitty. She's left a good team,